more high definition today. It's just me.
Oh, it does. Whoa. You done it? Has it got an update?
I don't know. Nice. Yeah.
Cool. For this episode, I thought you could talk. I was just playing your DS.
I've only got one game on that.
Is it Zelda?
I've got Zelda downloaded actually. I've got Sonic.
Sonic Rush Adventure.
It's a pretty shit game, I won't lie.
Yeah, I used to have Astro Boy. Oh man, I used to have like a neon green DS Lite. It was my favorite thing ever. Had like, you know, like your dad's dodgy friend that made the
yeah.
that. So,
What did I have? I think I had when I had a DS Lite. Oh no, it was when I had a PSP. I remember I dropped it down the toilet at my dad's, and I cried for days.
Yeah.
I think it was my DS Lite. Yeah, and I remember like taking it to like the game shop, and the guy was like, "Fuck," and he like left it in like rice or whatever. And then I remember going back the next week, and they couldn't save it.
That is actually really fucking sad.
I was very, very upset.
It was my first thing that I'd ever saved up my own money for and then bought.
Oh,
I've still got mine.
oh, have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was you that dropped
Yeah.
it. Fucking. Yeah, I don't think it worked. Well, it probably works. I'll see if I can find it, because I had like I had Mario 64 on it and everything.
Oh, nice.
Like
Is it the one where it can still play like was it the Game Boy games?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah.
I think I might still have one of those as well. My brother had one.
Really? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You know, it is cool. It's like a purple one.
We should do the. What's it called? Is it Picto Chat?
Yes, Picto Chat.
That
Yeah,
was so funny. The amount of good memories I've got on Picto Chat of just like taking the piss.
Picto Chat. Did you ever have like toy day in school?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone just brought in their DSs and like they just talk on there all day. You join like I remember talking to my like year 6 girlfriend at the time. God damn.
What's up, baby?
Yeah.
Like a little drawing of you and her.
God, that's heavy. Primary school. Did you ever have like a primary school relationship?
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We were talking about video games and like productivity and like, you know, do you think video games are productive? I still stand by video games are not productive. I still think it's a waste of time. Like a complete waste of time.
Do you think there are zero benefits to like aside from having fun?
Yes.
Wow, that's very interesting. NASA say that people with that's just a fact.
Piss off.
Well, it's a fact. They say that people who play video games have like increased hand-eye coordination and shit like that, and like reaction time.
How do you explain you can never touch me when we spar?
Let's roll back the footage. Let's roll back the footage. Fuck off.
Checkmate.
Fuck right. We can go. I've got my gloves right now. We can go on the podcast. Got an hour of us just fighting.
Explain that.
Anyway,
If you want good reaction time, like for your sport, go and train in that sport. Don't you be like,
yeah.
nah.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not saying it's the best, but
Don't be like, sorry guys, I'm not coming to practice today. I've got to play video games to train my reaction time.
I see. Like,
Shut
yeah.
up.
But the thing, I think general reaction times. You know what I mean? Like, you see, like when you dropped the pan before, and I was on it. You know, I was there to save it.
Should I see him
Wasn't
playing
it?
football today when Anthony kicked the ball and I just
Shoulder roll. I didn't see that. I don't think anyone saw that. I think you made it up.
Fuck off. Shoulder roll your punches all the time.
Yeah, with your 2 touches of the ball the whole game, and that was one of them. God, playing football is fun, but I'm either like okay, or I'm shit. There's no in between.
There's no in
It just
between.
sort of depends.
You have
on
good
the
days.
day.
You have good days and bad days, don't you?
Yeah.
We played dodgeball today.
Did you?
Yeah.
In PE?
Yeah. The one practical we've had like the entire school year.
Oh, fuck the PE staff, right? I hate him. Mr. Boyson were banned from the basketball court for playing
Oh
basketball.
yeah, Amy said that to me today.
Yeah.
Like till like after Easter, because someone was like, "What?" Like messing like.
So,
what happened?
basically, it, like, Will had got a trumpet out from like the gym bit, I think, and then brought it into the sports hall, and they were dunking on the basketball hoop.
Oh, that sounds like that's a fun idea.
I
like.
don't understand why that's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you could hurt yourself, but you're gonna hurt if you're trying to dunk. You're gonna be jumping that high anyway. You know what I mean?
I suppose, yeah.
So I don't get what their sort of like issue is, but it's apparently like unacceptable behavior. And then they were trying to ban us off the ASI as well because like year 12s were playing with year 9s. Like, I mean, like that's also an issue. Like, what would you rather?
That's year 12.
Yeah, but it's our fault apparently.
We literally just play with our we just play with year 13s, don't we? Right. Do you not?
It always takes a second for me to get used to it.
Mental health.
Mental health.
I always see online, it's like, how to look out for your friends and things you can do to like make sure they're okay, and that is very good. Like you need to like make sure your friends are okay. But at the end of the day, it's down to you if you want to have good mental health. As much as your friends can help, at the end of the day, it is ultimately down to you to have like good habits and good practices for mental health. You can't like expect your friends to always be out there looking for you, and everyone has their own obligation to kind of look after themselves. And I want to like, I wrote down a list of things that I think are good like practices for mental health, because it's a fucking big issue. Like as much as we talk about it, it's still even more of a big issue than probably is talked about.
Yeah.
Do you want to, what would you say before I go into mine? Like, what would you say like good mental health practices?
See, I don't know. See, I feel like you could have all the good mental health practices in the world, but the fucked up thing about mental health is sometimes it's just like, nah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. You could have like no money stress, no problems with a big group of friends, like all that, but still feel like alone. There's a Mac Miller line where it talks about the time he feels the most lonely is when he's in big crowds, and it's like I feel that soul brother.
preach brother.
Yeah, so go on, tell me some of your good practices.
Yeah, no one is not like taught how to actually like deal with your mental health. No one's like, here's a course, step-by-step guide on how to like deal with your mental health. So this is it, all right? Me with the best mental health in the world, all right?
Dr. Louis.
First off is like your sleep.
Make
sure you're getting like good. I'm not doing this in the minute.
You literally spoke to me today like, yeah, I'm going to bed really late and waking up really early.
A good like at least 7 hours, preferably 8 to 9 hours a day. And when people usually count, like as soon as they get into bed, that's like they will count that of when they fall asleep. But you need to count more time than that. Like say like I'm in bed at 9 and I sleep till 7. That's how many? 10 hours. So you're gonna think some people will be like, oh yeah, I've had 10 hours sleep, you know, wow. But if you still like laid in bed for like 2 hours, that's only 8 hours. So the amount of time you're actually getting is a lot less. So you need to give another hour or 2 of like actually being in bed or getting ready for bed before you start counting how many hours you would have had. Just sleep's a big one. Like Jordan Peterson in his book says about how when he has like a patient or whatever, the first thing he says is, "What's your sleep like?" And then he says, if they're like, "Oh, I'm not getting much sleep," he says, "All right, get a good sleep schedule, then come back to me if you're still got these problems." Because I do notice a difference sometimes with like the anxious thoughts or whatever. If I'm very low on sleep, they are the voices are very much louder in my head, and
the demons, bro.
The demons, bro. Reduce your screen time. Talk about this a lot. Just fucking reduce your screen time. Get the fuck off your phone. Apart from watching this podcast.
Yeah, basically. So watch you have like an hour of screen time a day where you go on YouTube, watch this, like and subscribe, maybe leave a comment talking about how much funnier Yannick is than Louis, and then throw your phone away and go do something, man.
Yeah. Your diet. a lot of people are very deficient in like vitamins and minerals, so make sure you get enough vitamin D. Like I take a vitamin D supplement.
So do I. I started it first.
This is mine.
Sorry.
I am talking about mental health.
Yeah, I'm just a
Yours
chronic,
does not matter, all right?
attention seeker, so I constantly need that hit.
Um,
So I think mental health. sorry.
like junk food and like processed foods, like eliminate that as much as possible. Like as much as you feel like those cravings, like, oh, you know, it makes me happy. Like maybe in the short term, yes, but in the long term, when you look in the mirror,
and you see that fat sack of shit that could not have that one pack of digestives, you're gonna look at yourself and think,
daily meditation, even just 5 minutes. I know it's a big difference. Even just 5 minutes. Like I've been trying to implement just 5 minutes, even 10 minutes every other few days.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a big difference in my mood throughout the day. I'm more like just like present and like in the moment and like not like worrying about random shit.
Yeah, fair. My recent meditation, I sort of get into this thing, like I've been doing it less because I feel like I can't do it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense, but it's like the idea of, because my head's racing so much, the idea that I have to sort of clear it, it just becomes like I can't.
Yeah.
Also, is that stove on?
Oh, it's not on.
Oh, okay. I thought in case you fucking have a gas leak. And yeah. It's like, I just saved your life though, by the way. The task seems insurmountable, so I haven't been doing it as much. How would you combat that, or is it just to do it?
Did I tell you about the way of thinking about meditation and how you should think about it as reps?
Oh yeah, like training your brain.
Yeah, it's a skill. You're not going to be like some like Chinese monk immediately. It is a skill that you need to develop, and just the 5 minutes a day is just a great way to start. Like I've started waking up earlier to meditate, because usually I'll wake up at like 8 o'clock and it's just shower, eat, go to school. So I'm waking up at like 7:30, so I'll shower, meditate, then carry on the rest of my routine. And then you will have days where like you are more anxious, and you just got to remember like you're just gonna get those days, and just remember as reps, just try and when you get those thoughts, just slowly remind yourself, okay, bring it back to the breath.
Yeah.
And it is difficult, especially at first. It gets better over time because again, it's a skill. You just got to practice it.
Would you prefer guided or non-guided meditation?
Non-guided.
Interesting. I like guided.
I just like no sound, just complete empty. And when you're breathing as well, a tip is take longer breaths out than in.
Oh really?
So you'll do like a in, and then you, for as long as you can, just expel your entire lungs. Just
interesting.
say like in for 2 seconds, out for like 5, and that relaxes your body. Like with Wim Hof, he does about breathing in more than out, which is what like gets that rush kind of thing. So you're doing the opposite of that. So you're breathing out more.
Okay.
So it makes you feel like with each breath, you like, so like I put my chest up and it's.
Aren't you supposed to breathe more through your stomach than your chest when meditating though?
You probably should, yeah. But I find for me, just to get me relaxed, to get myself some more relaxed state, just kind of like feel everything go like out.
Not fair.
So maybe just like try that like next time.
Yeah, when I'm doing it, I'll normally do like square breathing, where I'll breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. That's my sort of, but I'll try that one.
Yeah, try the like just out more. Everyone should try meditation. Like no one else benefits apart from you. Yeah, it's not like I'm selling you like some course like £10 a month
to meditate. Yeah,
like meditation course. Literally just sit there and just in and out. Just focus on the breath.
Yeah, that's all it is really.
Another thing is daily gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude. Yeah, gratitude's a big one.
It can be in any form. Some people like have like a journal and they'll write like, I am thankful for this person or what happened today. Yeah, I pray every night. So. Oh
yeah, I forgot you told me about that.
Yeah.
Big JC. You're gonna start on a necklace with a cross on it.
May eventually get one. I wouldn't say I'm religious. I just like the idea of a God is sort of comforting.
Do you pray for other people or do you just pray for yourself?
Sometimes I pray for other people.
Who have you prayed for?
Sort of like people like So like, say I've had a bad day with mental health, I like pray at the end of the day, oh, you know, like thanks for getting me through this day. You know, please look after people who are suffering from mental health, or maybe I felt a bit injured or something. Like look after people who's got injuries, or just something like that. Like again, so I'll pray. I'll say thank you for like, oh, I'm thankful for the food I've had today. I'm thankful for the social interactions I've had today. And then I'll say, oh, look after whoever, like that, and then that's a good way to like end my day. Like I end my day and I'm like happy, I'm chilled out, and I like reading and I'm asleep.
That's cool. Yeah, I am. Yeah, like I might give it a try. Who knows? I just religion, you know.
It's not necessarily religious.
Yeah,
like,
it depends, doesn't it? When you do it, are you doing it to a god, or are you just doing it to say it?
It is somewhat to a god, yes, but you don't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
Like it still can help. You don't have to do it like a prayer form. You can do like I said in a journal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that is one thing. Like especially online, is like gratitude journaling is a big thing, and it's a good way. Like journaling, like writing stuff down, is a good way of just clearing out your mind again. Because like imagine you've got like you get like tangled headphones. That's like your mind is like all the tangled headphones is all your thoughts, and then it's like straightening them out. It's very good. So I'd say either do it at the start of the day or the end of the day, because it's a good way to start or end it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna wake up on a positive note, or you're gonna start the day on a positive note.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Frequently step outside of your comfort zone. The more friction there is in your life, the more growth there's going to be with you as a person.
Do what excites.
The more you're gonna develop and learn about yourself, and like actually like feel satisfied and happy with yourself. Just like a cold shower, or like going in like a social situation where you might feel a bit intimidated going into, like
go talk to people.
Like little things normally. Like even like, oh, I don't like do the dishes, just do them. Like I it's a constant thing. We have to be like, you know, sharpening the sword. Like when I don't want to do it, I have to like catch myself and think, right, okay, just do it. I'll feel better after I do it.
Yeah, there's also the opposite of it, where you deny yourself things. Where I want to go on my phone now.
Yep.
I want to go eat this. You don't need it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to sort of remind yourself that they're like your cravings. You can't trust your brain.
No,
your brain's like it's a primitive thing. Like it's the chemicals, and it thinks when these chemicals are released from like your like addictions or whatever, then it's just like, oh, I need this.
Yeah,
your brain's just it's looking out for yourself, but it's
destructive at the same time.
Yeah, it thinks it's doing what's good for you because your like cells and whatnot are giving off these like hormones and signals that you need this, when realistically you don't actually need it. So you like don't trust your brain. Trust us. Right?
We'll be your
trust
brain.
Me, right?
Yeah, you can never trust your dick, and you can most of the time not trust your brain.
Yeah.
You can trust your brain, you can trust your dick if you've just masturbated, but there's like an hour-long window. But after that, then no. Your dick is not looking out for you, it's looking out for its balls. You know what I mean? Like
just trying to get a nut in.
It literally is just trying to bust a nut.
You hear what song was it? It's Jay-Z and what song was it? I think it was like called Caught in the Hustle, and it was like, oh, my dad wanted to get a nut in, but he got a nothing.
Nice.
Next thing is a good, healthy social life.
Yeah.
And you always see online like, be a lone wolf, Sigma grind set. Like we're tribal people. Like you need like a good network of people that like are supportive of you and your growth. Oh, shit, yeah, nice one. Nice. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like people that aren't just gonna like put you down, and like as soon as you're like, oh, I've done this today, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like the sooner you can realize and get rid of people that are like that in your life, the more happy you're gonna be, and the more you can replace them with good, support people who are like-minded, but not like-minded in a negative way.
Yeah.
Then the more you are gonna become a better person.
It's the law of attraction, isn't it? It's if you raise your own frequency, then other frequencies are attracted to the higher frequency, and vice versa with a lower frequency. The thing with being in a bad friendship group is so difficult, because it's like you either might not realize you're in it yet, or it could be, well, there's literally no one else, which is a very realistic thing. And so the friendship groups are such a difficult thing. But if you can get out of it. And at the end of the day, your friends don't have to just be school friends. I'm saying school friends because that's the age we are.
Yeah.
It's like you can have friends outside of school, join a club, go to like a boxing, or it doesn't even have to be fighting, join a sports club, meet friends through their shit. Like online friends aren't the best.
I wouldn't you say people online are friends personally.
Well, yeah, it's really difficult because sometimes they can be good. You know what I mean? Like if you're in rock bottom and you just need someone to talk to, you might get lucky and find someone who could be going through something similar or whatever. But at the same time, the risk reward with online friends is so difficult.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, go.
I would say being on your own temporarily is better than being in a toxic friend group.
Yeah.
Have you heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around with?
Yeah.
So the more time you spend with like a toxic friend group, the more you're just going to become more like them, which is quite dangerous, especially if like they do drugs or whatever, and they're like they're in like a degenerate kind of sense, how they that's like all they do, and they just like mope about. They don't have any ambitions, they don't have any goals, they're not doing anything, they just sit about.
And if they're poor,
yeah. Then like you're eventually very likely to become like them.
Yeah, that's kind of scary actually. That's interesting. There's a conversation that needs to be had off camera with this.
That's why I've been sort of like, I won't say I've gone off like partying. Like I still do like to party, but like when people are saying to me like, oh yeah, all I want to do is gaff, like yeah, gaffing's cool, but like I want to have fun, like progressing on something and like working on something, and also not having to get pissed
to have
fun.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like I like partying.
Yeah, like who doesn't?
Partying's very fun, but
it's good every now and again. But like when all you want to do is every weekend is go out.
Yeah, you have to have the balance of it. Yeah, yeah. You have to have. I think that's all life is, isn't it? It's a good life is a good balance. But that's the hardest thing.
I've been noticing it more like when, because I've been kind of like from this quote, I've been kind of like analyzing people like you're a good friend because you yourself, you go to MMA, you have some ambitions.
I do have ambitions. I've got too many ambitions, so I can't put it into something. You know what I mean? I used to want to be an astronaut. That was a big one. But obviously, I can't. Anyway, carry on.
You're not like a degenerate, like, just sit about and do fuck all day. And you also, well, you've got like 3 hours on YouTube, haven't you?
I'm a little degenerate, but not.
I'm trying to convert you onto the
the
self-improvement bandwagon.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
But yeah, like, just when I see some people and just like some sort of kind of like, yeah, mate. Oh, glad you had a good time. Like, I think once a month for partying is, for me, enough, because I feel like that still gives me enough time to sort of work on what I want to work on without causing too much disruption.
Either once a month or occasionally you'll get like 3 in the space of 2 months, and then you don't do it for like another 8 months. Like that's also fine. You know what I mean? You need the time to rest and like recover, and it's also nice to have that period. I remember when we had like the first gaff at Tarek's, and I remember it sitting in form and talking to you and be like, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when that happened? It's like, that's such a fun conversation because you're just reliving all the memories again. I think that is also important because it's like, that's what sort of gets you in the spirit again for it.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, oh yeah, we did this, oh yeah, we did that last week as well, oh we're going to do that next week as well, it's like, it loses its spark.
Everything in moderation. There's sort of the like new age quote now as well, that like, as well, the friend thing does still apply, but as well, you are the average of the 5 people's content you watch the most. So the 5 people that you watch the most on YouTube, you're gonna be the average of those 5 people.
Interesting.
Which is why I'm trying to, like, when I am watching YouTube, I'm trying to like keep that to a productive kind of like people who I aspire to be like. Like if you're just watching like, what's that like guy who's like really fat, just eats food, and you see him like crying on like movies sometimes.
Oh, it's like Nikado avocado or some shit like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
like if you watch him, like bro,
Oh,
fucking, like
I feel so bad for, because like he started off sound, you know what I mean? Like he was making videos about like his violin and shit, and it was like he was skinny, like he was fine, and
man
then
just went off the fucking rails.
he went off the rails. Like,
yes. Sorry.
no, it's fine. It's just I kind of have to have like a moment of silence for him in my head. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, pray for him tonight, Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pray for the people who are like just stuck in that like depressive loop of self-destruction. Really, it's sad to see, especially when like someone who you might have admired before, who was like in like good shape and they were like on the right track, and then they just
Wasted potential is heartbreaking.
to see that is like it's heavy to see. But when you see them, like if they make a comeback, it's like what?
Yeah, yeah. The comeback story is always the best story.
Yeah.
I love a fucking comeback
Yeah.
story. Have you ever had a wasted potential?
Me myself,
Yeah.
probably like also in my life where I've like gone off the rails. You kind of like
Oh, not even gone off the rails, but say a hobby that you like. I know I had one with guitar when I was in like year 5. A guitar teacher from the school offered to give me like free private lessons because he thought I was sick.
Shit.
And then I was just like, well, I could either do that or I could play tag with my friends. And I obviously picked tag with my friends because I was like 8 years old. And then it's like, imagine how sick I could have been now. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I don't think so.
Which is good. If you haven't, then
I'm probably may have, but there's no. I don't think there was really any hobbies where I like properly turned my back on, where I had potential on. Yeah, I didn't think so. I wouldn't. No, I don't sound like I don't sound like a cocky way. Like I've wasted no potential. Like
No,
I've
yeah, but
maximized myself.
you just haven't like.
Yeah, like
it's right for the best. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing at all.
Back onto this.
Yeah,
right?
go on. What are the more good habits?
Yes, the biggest thing, like, so everything that we just talked about, frequent exercise as well, exercise frequently.
Yeah, always plug exercise, man.
Everything builds up to this one pinnacle, which is like the umbrella term, which is your self-worth and your self-image. How you perceive yourself is the ultimate determiner. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Of your mental health. So everything we just talked about determines this, and also an incredibly big thing is your past traumas. Like working on your past traumas, like it's a bit of, this is a very shaky topic, but like especially when you're a young age, because your mind is such a sponge and you're trying to absorb everything. Your mind is so malleable and what's like a synonym for like malleable? Influenceable. Because you're very easily like.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So how we interact with people today is a direct representation of how we were treated when we were younger. So like our personality and our relationships, how our relationships are, and the type of people we're attracted to, is very much directly determined from like our past traumas, right? So if you think like there's like the typical like if like so like, oh, you know, I'm messaging this girl, like, you know, what should I do? Like, it's like, oh yeah, don't message her like often at all.
Treating me and keeping keen, and
Exactly,
that's facts.
See, that it usually stems from some form of neglect. Right?
Interesting.
Hear me out. Because we are attracted to what is
presented to us.
No, what we know at, what we are used to, what is because it's comfortable, because we know what it is. It's not something new. When something's new, it's like, oh, what's this? Yeah. When we're used to it, it feels comfortable, even though maybe it's toxic. Maybe like, say like people who get into toxic relationships may have had usually toxic parents or something that's gone on bad from a significant person that they look up to, which causes them to sort of see that as what a relationship should be. Because when you see like your parents arguing or your parents like shouting at you. As a child, you think, oh, this is a normal relationship.
Yeah, this is healthy. This is what love looks like.
This is what love looks like, when it's really not.
No.
And that is so very damaging to us, and we probably don't realize it until you properly look back and write things down and like go through stuff, and you really like look at shit.
Yeah, but there's some fucked up shit that I've realized recently that's like, wow, so this isn't normal. Like,
it's with everyone. If you don't work on your past traumas, it's gonna really show in your day-to-day life. And even like, say I had a healthy parent relationship, even being shouted at is traumatic, because that's like the person who like looks after me and cares for you and protects you. But when you see them shouting at you, it's like, what have I done wrong? Like, even seeing people go through trauma themselves, like seeing your parents shout at each other, like that, it's not fun to be around.
It's so awful.
Especially as a young child, when you're sitting there and like your parents or your parent and another person are arguing. It's horrible. It's horrible to fucking watch.
No, it's the worst is sitting in your room, hearing your parents argue, and especially if it's about you. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. One time I was young. I think I had, like, my parents were divorced at this point, and my dad had let me stay off school because I was like ill or whatever. And my mum had come to my house the day, like after school, and she'd like banging on the door, coming in, like shouting at my dad for letting me like stay off school and shit, and then bringing me down, shouting at me, and it was like, oh my god, yeah, that was. If you watch this, hi mom.
Yeah, it seriously is a big thing. Birds of a feather flock together.
Man. I told you that. That's Hudville 101.
Nah, I learned that on a boxing coach on Snapchat, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've probably got the screenshot. I won't be in my camera, but I've got the screenshot somewhere.
Nah, see that's women talk. You know what I mean? Toxic women hang out with toxic women. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Toxic men probably hang out with toxic men. You know what I mean?
That's sort of like.
Oh, there isn't a thing. It's toxic men. Sorry. just toxic women.
That's why like they're like, oh, don't message him back. Like treat him mean, keep him keen. Is that right?
Treat him mean, keep him keen.
That is especially going to appeal to
girls with daddy issues.
Girls with daddy issues because of that neglect, and they see another male figure treating them with that.
It's like, oh, yes, please.
This is my how a good relationship is.
Yeah.
I want this, and even though you don't consciously think good relationship, subconsciously you're still attracted to it because deep down it's ingrained from when you were a child that this is a good relationship.
Yeah, man.
When it's not.
No.
And if like say like it's an insecurity is a big one.
Oh.
So say like maybe like you got bullied for
being fat.
You're gonna be, especially as a young child, you're gonna be conscious of your weight more because as a child you were bullied for it, which made you self-conscious about it. And even though now maybe you're not fat, you still got that in your mind about people are gonna treat me like shit if I'm fat.
Slightly off topic, but is weight an issue for you with girls? Getting controversial already. Like, if a girl is larger than normal, does that immediately be like?
I wouldn't say immediately. No, it depends how. If they're like
if
they're like 300 pounds, like yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But a bit above average. Like if someone's got a bit more weight on, I'm not gonna be like fuck off.
What's the numerical figure that you stop at?
I don't know.
You have a little pocket scale. Like, step on this, please.
Yeah, before you talk to me, I just gotta check your weight real quick.
Fucking hell. Do you think that a woman asking a guy about his height is the same as a man asking a woman about his weight, about her weight even?
Everyone has a type.
Yeah. I think it's fair. I think if women are so like, short kings, but like if women are so anti or like, obviously it's not all women, but you know what I mean, then I think that it should be a fair response question to ask about the weight, but I also hate women.
Everyone's got a type. Just don't be a twat about it.
Yeah.
Just don't be like, you're not my type. I'm not going to speak to you. Like, if someone like tries to speak to you, just at least be nice and like courteous with them. Don't be like, fuck off.
Yeah, don't treat never treat someone less because they're not attracted to you. That was all. I've seen that through school a lot with certain individuals. It's like people will treat women like shit just because they're not attractive, and that's awful. Same with boys. It's like, when you see the fucking girls that flirt with the special needs kids because they like attention, bitch. You know, if you're watching this, you know exactly who you are. I hate you. So does Louis. It's the worst thing. Do you remember people call him Little Dylan? I saw it with him as well. I've seen it with Harry. Like, it fills me with so much anger.
There's still boys who do that as well. Like, I'm not gonna say names, but like they will like take the piss out of Harry.
See, yeah, this is the thing. When I saw like Will and Leon and Reese doing it, it was like, okay. But then I've seen it a lot recently where Harry has fun. He's always smiling. I think there have been times where it's been bad, and I've told them specifically that this isn't that was mean. Don't do that or whatever. But like when have you seen the photos of him where they've built the comfy chairs around him and he's just chilling on his laptop?
Yeah.
Like it's stuff like that.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it is funny. You know what I mean? They are friends. I would say that they're friends, but the girls aren't. The girls take advantage and manipulate him because they like attention and because he doesn't know. Fuck you. Big up Harry. You know what I mean?
We love you, Harry. That's a sign of trauma, past trauma.
What is same?
Treating people like shit.
Oh well, yeah, but yeah, treating people like shit. See, this thing with kids, there's always a reason. If a kid is treating like another kid like shit, it's because the kid is either treating like shit at home, the kid hates himself, or all that shit. But when it gets to adults are just dicks to be dicks. You know what I mean? I think sometimes adults will just be difficult.
Sometimes again that can stem from trauma.
Yeah, it probably does.
Because a lot of people don't realize how much a past trauma affects you. Like, I think you probably have a bit of a realization there before, but like, because it's not talked about. Like, that is a key step for your mental health. Like.
Talking,
like,
yeah, get therapy,
like completely like sort out your past traumas, like just like write it all down so you can like visualize it and process it, because you don't process it when you're young. You can't process trauma properly. That's probably the main reason why it's traumatic, because you can't interpret what's going on.
No.
You're just kind of like scared and like, what the fuck? Like you see your parents arguing, it's like, the whole world's collapsing around you, because that's your protector of your world. But see, when you're a bit older, you can process trauma a bit more. Like, these two people are arguing. It's like, okay, come on, guys. Like, this is what's going on. We need to sort this out. As a child, you don't have the emotional intelligence to process that.
No.
That's why it becomes traumatic, and it wouldn't be at a later age. And that's where you need to figure it out and identify what has gone on. And then once you get that, like, have I told you about Hamza, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
He is like completely open about his trauma, and like he was abused and like hit and like molested and shit. Like, he went through fucking like shit, and he openly talks about it on like for like 30-minute videos, how like his brother molested him, and like he will like openly talk about it, and how he's been through like therapy and everything for it, and how he's working on it. And you see the transformation he's made from like being depressed and like crying every day, and how he's in a much clearer mental state, and how he's making loads of money, and how he's got a blossoming social life, and how like he can support his whole family now off of his money.
I wouldn't.
That's a whole nother debate. But yeah, when you can really go through that process the pain and whatnot, there's a brighter side. There's a brighter horizon, a brighter place on the other side, and this all affects again your self-worth and your self-image, and in John Beeson's book again, 12 Rules for Life, he talks about the dominance hierarchy, and how he gave the example of lobsters, and how they compete for space and they compete for mates, and how say like I'm a lobster and there's some other lobster over there, and I want to go where he is. We'll compete. We'll like release hormones and test. Then you test each other out to see if like one of us is going to back off or not. And eventually, if none of that comes to a conclusion, we will have a scrap. And lobsters have a straightener.
Nice. A straightener is always the number one option. Start that first and then talk. That's my philosophy.
Yeah. There's a business quote, and it's act now and apologize later.
Yeah, it's better to ask for forgiveness or something than
more than permission.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So yeah, lots of people compete and whatnot, and say like I'll obviously win this fight against this other lobster because I am
the bitch boy lobster.
I am higher up in the dominance hierarchy, and how that will affect your self-image, and that directly correlates to how you feel.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So if I've just beaten this lobster and I've got this land, I'm feeling like the king. Like my body's gonna release all the good hormones and make me feel like a king because I perceive myself to be a king. That's my self-image. But then if the lobster who I've beat the shit out of, he's gonna feel like
he's got no lobster bitches. Like
so his self-image is gonna go down, and the hormones his body is gonna release is reflective of his self-image. So he's gonna release the more depressive hormones.
Yeah.
If you keep in that if you kept losing, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if I conquer the lobster kingdom, my hormones are going to be through the roof. And so how you perceive yourself in this dominance hierarchy, and how you perceive yourself as a person, will directly determine your mental health. That's why self-worth and image is the key, foundation, building block of your mental health. That is you want to solve your mental health. That's what you need to work on, how you perceive yourself. And that's what the things we talked about before, the meditation, gratitude, exercise, your friendship group, gratitude, outside your comfort zone. That's what's going to boost your mental image. And you need that that purpose, to feel important. And say your social group, if you feel like an outcast or whatever, you're going to feel down and whatnot because you're not going to feel wanted in that friendship group. But when you're in the friendship group, and maybe you made everyone laugh that day, you're gonna come home and you're gonna be woo, I feel good. That's why having a purpose as well that's gonna add to your self-image. Self-image is the number one thing you've got to work on if you want good mental health.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I was in my room one day, when you have random moments of inspiration. It's definitely already been said before, but I came up with a quote. And it was, never let your worth be defined by someone else's opinion, which I thought was very poetic. And then, so I wrote on my whiteboard, thought, daily reminder. Yeah, self-image is fucking it's snowing again. Oh my God. It's I had that with Reese after the fight with Reese, because I was nervous going into the fight. I was I wasn't scared. This is the thing. There's a big difference in nervous and scared, I've learned. I was nervous because I thought if I lose, then it's fuck.
What's everyone gonna think?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't care that it's not. I'm not angry at Reese. Reese beat me. It was a fight. That was the thing. Obviously, it didn't happen. But, I was scared of oh man, what the fuck? Oh shit. Yeah, no worries. Do you want to bring the thing down?
No, it's just getting dark, so I'm gonna increase the exposure. So just keep
okay. I had that fear. And then after I won, it was I was walking on sunshine, bro. Feeling like $1 million. It was wow, and it was for a month a good solid confidence boost. Cause it was okay, all these doubts that I've had for these months coming up. It's I've just proved them all wrong. And also all the fucking haters Oscar messaging me saying that I was gonna lose and shit. Fucking.
I was the only person.
It was you and AG. No, I had to speak to Will about
really?
it. Yeah, I had to speak to Will because Will was I think he had good intentions, but he was saying in the comments yeah, but I think Reese is a better fighter, so you need to be careful. And the way he worded it was really damn, this is mean. But he came around, and then
me and AG were your only supporters,
and Georgia obviously, but Like you were the ones who fully believed in me, I think. And like fucking yeah, like Finn thought he was gonna win, Yemi thought he was gonna win, like all that shit. You know, Yemi didn't believe that he'd won at first. Cause yeah.
You don't see his face.
Oh yeah, bro, fucking. You know, Leon said that it was a draw. You know.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was like.
No, that was not a draw. Because it was 3 rounds, obviously, and I said that it had been called in 3 rounds because I was like, Reese, I can't do this to you anymore. Then Yen was like, no, they haven't. They've only done 3 rounds. Blah 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 blah. I think he just wanted me to lose. You know what I mean? But you know, proved them all wrong. Want to know, baby?
That's when you don't count our sparring sessions.
Of course not. I'll never count my sparring sessions. Do you reckon there'll ever be a time where we fight? I don't think there would.
No. Because if we had any like disagreements or we were pissed off at each other, I think we have enough emotional intelligence to be able to sit down or to be able to spar.
Yeah, we literally could just have like a sparring session. See, we spar quite hard. I found.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Literally, every sparring session we have, I leave with a bloody nose, and I'm blowing blood out my nose like theories. Oh, don't get hit. But it's like compared to the sparring in like actual training, it's like wow, these guys go way lighter than I was expecting.
Really?
Yeah, we spar quite hard. If you look at the footage, when you hit me, my head goes here. At that point, it's like maybe that's why I was talking about head guards because we're like
I've never thought I was going too hard because I'm used to sparring when I've been sparring Buckley.
Yeah.
It's just like
you spar with Louise and shit. And
it's just like
they're all powerhouses, so even their light is hard.
I'm like,
yeah, fight to survive.
When I'm sparring with you, I'm like chilled out. I'm like I feel like I'm like learning a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely like I always feel like I'm learning, but it definitely when you hit me it hurts. That's why it's like okay, this is. Fuck off. This is like, I think the nose is always a good indicator of whether we're going too hard or not. But
it's just there for the taking. Just quick step with the jab.
Yeah, my fat nose and a bad guard.
Yeah.
I always try and parry jabs and just like miss. It's difficult.
Back to the racing, that's the dominance hierarchy again. Like, because you beat that lobster.
In the most primal way, you know what I mean?
That's like your self-perception. Nice one.
Thanks.
has gone up from that.
Yeah, fully. The self-worth is always a big one. I noticed that my confidence has been like pretty low recently, but I noticed that as my confidence goes lower, the self-deprecating jokes go higher. It's like inversely proportional. And it's like, am I doing this to myself to a point? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like self-deprecating jokes are some of the funniest.
Yeah, of course.
It's such an easy thing because it's like, no one thinks you're a dickhead because you're not like, yeah, but
you're insulting yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, big dick jokes make me cringe. If I hear someone make a joke about how they have a big dick, it's like, oh, yeah, like, bro, you're so insecure. But what was the actual point of that? I cringed myself out and lost my train of thought.
How your self-perception's gone down recently.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking pussy. So yeah, I think.
Wait, what you called me a pussy?
What?
You just called me a pussy?
No, I was. Fucking this. I'm wasted on you, Lou. The joke was that you were calling me a pussy. I
never called you a pussy.
Oh my fucking god. So the joke was. Me, because you had just said what I was talking about,
right, okay.
And so I had said, yeah, you fucking pussy, as if you had just said that to me. I'm not saying you had said it to me.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
This podcast was a bad idea. Yeah, so don't make self-deprecating jokes too much. Big yourself up in some ways. Yeah. Like, I noticed that your mirror, do you still have the post-it notes where you're like, you're a fat bitch and you're too slow and whatever you have? Do you still have those?
I don't really use the mirror anymore. I usually just use prayer and I usually whenever a good thing is I found is whenever I get a bad thought, I'm not good at this. You just gotta counter with 3 good thoughts. Like immediately no, I can do this and I can do that and I'm not shit. Just counter it immediately. Usually when you can get into a spiral when you start to listen to what they're saying. Yeah. And you can kind of be you start to believe it, and then you self-prophesize that. It's like the 13-year-old girls who listen to Billie Eilish and I have depression.
Yeah.
And then they start to have
self-diagnosed depression that develops into real depression because they've conditioned themselves into it.
They follow like the habits of a depressed girl, so they then become depressed.
Yeah.
So you should be careful of those thoughts in your head and be able to counter them, and you should know when they might come about, so you can be prepared to stop and be prepared to counter them and be ready.
I'm my own. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I finished there.
I'm my own worst enemy for that, because I'll be like, oh, I'm pretty happy, and then in my head, it's not purposeful, but sometimes it feels purposeful. Yeah. And I'll think of a thought, and I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah, you spoil it.
Like, what the hell, man? Spiraling is so scary when it happens, because it's in like anything, because it's like, oh no, oh fuck. Oh, you know what I mean? It's just that like you feel like your fingers are slipping, and you're just like,
it's a constant like crawling battle of like you're going against the
tide. Yeah,
it is difficult. It's just like being present, because once you kind of like acknowledge that you're in the spiral, it's kind of like you can't. Sometimes it's like you just go into it.
Yeah, you have to be like, no, I'm not until it goes away.
But it's a battle.
It's a fucking fight.
It's literally like an everyday fight.
Yeah, right.
Palace where you it's literally like a battle of like yes, no.
And it's entirely you versus you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself?
And the thing with that is, I can only really say is like meditation, like positive, like self-image.
Yeah.
Because that's what sort of silences those thoughts. You don't really have them, but it takes a while to get to that place. Like especially the more trauma you've had, the much longer it takes to get to that like that peaceful place. But when you do get there, it's like
bliss. Yeah, feeling zen is one of the best feelings in the world. Like you're chilling in a bath or something, you get out and you're like, you feel weightless. It's nice. It's real fucking nice. And everything, you just think about things. Everything seems nice. You know what I mean? Every thought you have is like, the grass is green right here, right now. You know what I mean?
Presence, just being, just be, is like a big thing. Like if you can just be present in the moment, like you don't have those anxious thoughts because you're not thinking about them.
No, yeah. Like you can go. It's like with training, isn't it? You have a shit day. You'll be training for that hour because you're just like pushing yourself and doing this. You have no thought other than like, damn, I'm sore, or this is tiring.
It's a flow state, isn't it? Like that's what meditation teaches. It's essentially teaching you to be in a flow state, and not everyone, especially if you don't even like. So we are definitely above average in terms of the exercise we do and like. People who make big jokes are insecure.
Yeah, I had to. Go on.
The average person is probably going to be a bit fat, overweight, like not have good habits, like not exercise, probably just sits and like binge watches TV and has a lot of bad habits. Fuck.
Why do you think of that? I'd like to hope that I'm above average, but I definitely have bad habits.
Sorry, I've just lost my complete train of thought there.
You were probably just talking about how good I was and how much you like me and how you think that I'm the funny one. That's probably, I assume that's what you were talking about.
What did they say just before that?
You're talking about habits and being present and being in the now.
Being in the now, in the presence. They don't practice a flow state. The more you practice a flow state, the easier it is for you to get into a flow state.
Yeah.
And when you're just having a shit day, your boss is shouting at you, you're stressed, and like you're just like mind-numbingly scrolling social media, watching TV, playing video games, you don't get into a flow state as much, and that's a lot of the times we see a big decline in mental health.
Yeah, 100%. You reminded me of something that I found out today. And I think about my boss being a arsehole, like just awful boss to me the past like week or so. Guess what happened today?
What?
His dog that he's had for like 15 plus years or something died. And it's like, yeah, that's so sad, but at the same time, don't be a dick. You know what I mean?
Karma, I guess.
Karma strikes. I thought
shit, you're playing like shit and your dog's gonna die.
Yeah, that's what you should take from the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Be nice or your pets will die. I fucking hope he doesn't watch this. He's like, oh, Yannick's in this. Is it? Oh, I like him, man. He's my favourite employee.
Fuck you, boss.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you go. I was about to derail it. Go on.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the mental health thing.
Okay.
You know, I mentioned before about I want to try a carnivore diet.
Yeah.
Liver
is king.
I have some raw liver.
Oh, do you?
If you want to try.
Yeah, go 100%. 100%.
For the ground.
Yeah, go on. Life for the ground, baby.
I find it's good with like honey or maple syrup. I've run out of local honey just today. But, I've got maple syrup. So.
Hell yeah, baby. Yeah.
He gives me for free.
Who?
The butchers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you tell him about your carnivore diet? Or was he just like randomly handing out liver?
I'm going to get by the microphone so they can actually hear this. Because I went there and I was like, oh, have you guys got any honey? And he's like, oh, I'll come on Saturday. And I was like, oh, do you guys have any liver or bone marrow? And he's like, oh, I'll bring some bone marrow for you next week. And I was like, oh, he's like, what do you want it for? I was like, oh, I just want to try some. And he's like, oh, right, okay. And then he gave me like, it's lamb liver.
Nice.
And he's like, it didn't look a little bit, but like that much.
Yeah, I can't imagine you.
And he's like, have you got a pound on you? I was like, I haven't got contact list. He's like, oh, it's like next time.
Sick.
So,
Fair. Did you get honey from the butchers?
yeah, remember I told you about the guy in Tesco?
Oh yeah, the beekeeper.
Yeah, that's where he sells his honey.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pursue that and become a beekeeper trainee?
I don't know, like send him a letter or something.
Yeah, it'd be fucking sick. Get me on it. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I
You're gonna eat raw.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm gonna cook it, are we? It's not very liver king of you, though. What the hell?
Yeah, of course.
Can't imagine if we vomit immediately. It'll make good content there. You know what I mean?
If this will get views,
yeah.
What will?
It's about time we start whoring ourselves out if this doesn't get views, though.
Exactly.
All good things come in little baggies. This big.
That was close.
That was close. All over the set. How much you want to eat? Do you want to just take a bite or?
That is a chunk and a half.
That is bigger than. Yeah, you said it was like that.
I didn't realize it's that much. Shows the camera.
Yo, there you go. How's it look? I thought it smelled. Oh, yo, the free hand. Got them.
I'm got the pop filter on my microphone.
Oh, I do. Stop rapping. I want to get in. Wait. I know you got a plate.
Well, I'll get you a plate. Do you want to hold your mic so people can hear us?
Yo. Hey guys, this feels like way more intimate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Oscars? The slap? Thank you. Oh, that was a thick fucking fork. Personally, I don't think Chris Rock deserved it. Did we talk about the Oscar slap or not? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Will Smith's book there, but at the moment I can't really support Will Smith after.
His book was really good. Like he had some like pretty good advice and shit in there. It's just a shame it's like he lets people treat him like shit.
Yeah, he does. He fully lets it. Jada was like his first love.
No.
Was it not?
No, he was a player.
Yeah,
He talked about in his book like how he's had like all of his like girlfriends and like relationships he's had and.
But it's not love though. I swear he said that at some point that Jada was his first like love.
I think that's because like that sort of like 15. He's still got that like 15-year-old mentality of love. Like why don't we just understand each other, man? Shut up. He talked about how because like Jada and Tupac, they grew up as like best friends like from a very young age.
Heavy.
And he talked about how like for a while he hated Tupac.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He was like he was very.
Mean?
Did they?
He
did not mention that in the book.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they did. You have to fact check me, but I thought Tupac and August Ames are the people that that we know that she's been cheating on Will Smith with.
It was that rapper, wasn't it?
Yeah, August Ames.
Oh,
No, it's not August Ames. It's not August Ames, but it is. Is it? No. Fuck, I might have just.
I'll bring this camera closer.
Yeah, go on.
Right, do you want to shall I take it off the tripod?
I don't know. It's up to you. Right. Fuck, is it? No, it's not August Ames. Is it? I think it's August. Yeah, it's not August Ames. It's August Alsina, I think. Yeah, August Alsina. Oof. Heavy. God, he's odd looking. Jada is also odd looking.
Mm.
Oh, hi. Hell yeah.
How should I put this? Actually, put the tripod. Put this down.
Oh yeah, you make it big, can't you? What do you guys think of the intimate angles and shit?
This is exclusive access.
Yeah. We start a Patreon or an OnlyFans.
Is that? That's what level, right?
Put it down, we'll find out. Oh wow, that is hell yeah. I'm just not in frame, so it's fine. Neither are you. There you go, just aim it up slightly. Oh, we'll go biggie still. Damn, that's a beast tripod. I think it wasn't as fucking jank. Yo, hey guys, about to eat liver for the podcast.
Things we do. I'm just not in frame. Nice.
No one's complaining.
Oh. Yo, welcome to my podcast, guys. Just me. Okay, there we go. Alright, so
what are you doing, lad? Yeah, this podcast is gonna be like 8 hours long. Oh, okay. I was. When were you doing?
Alright, so I'm gonna. How much do you want of the?
I say maybe like that much. Well, it doesn't really smell.
Smell that. Like, go up close and smell it.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a smell there. Yeah, I've already done.
Camera?
I've already done that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I did that at the start. The production on this is shit, guy. Personally, I'd fire whoever's the manager of this.
Ooh, this is very.
Oh wow.
Ooh, is it that much?
Maybe a little more.
More.
Yeah,
Huh?
go on. You gotta have the same amount as me. That's interesting. It looks like dog food.
They probably would eat liver, wouldn't they?
I think they do.
Well, they're carnivores, aren't they, dogs?
Yeah. One thing I think is bullshit is people making their dogs vegetarian and or vegan. That's fucked up.
Have you seen the clip on like it's like this morning or whatever?
Oh.
And like they like, so your dog's vegetarian? Yeah, he likes vegetarian food. And say, okay, here's some meat and here's some veg. and he goes to the meat.
Of course he would. So I'm gonna see tender stem broccoli and think that's a bit of meat. Like.
Who does anyway? That much? I've got a bit more than you there.
Cut
that liver off.
See, your bit of liver looks like much more sort of composed.
Do you want that bit then?
Yeah, go on, take that bit. Do you want to eat a bit raw, eat a bit with maple syrup, or how do you want to do it?
I'll just do some with maple syrup.
Yeah, go on.
I get myself a separate plate.
You'll have to tell me how it tastes, like without what do you call it? Are you gonna cook it or not? Thank you.
Maybe.
Okay. If you do, tell me how it tastes. I'm gonna use all of this. You've got none.
way I've even moved this here.
Yeah.
Put it back.
We've put too much like time into it here now. Just for this bit, let's just do this.
Okay. If this doesn't go viral on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram,
Yeah.
thank you. The butcher was telling me he like eats it every day. He eats liver and bone marrow every day. So he must be like he must be pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Is this in date?
Yeah, maple syrup never goes off.
You've had it for ages.
Yeah, but it's pure sugar.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Why does it smell bad?
Yeah.
Good.
I haven't touched it in ages.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it goes for 2024. Maple syrup, like, it's just sugar. You know what I mean?
Where does it say that?
On the back, on the
Oh yeah, okay.
fucking amateur. Bro, we're about to eat raw liver, and you're worrying about the expiry date of maple syrup.
We're both like sick. Should we like Google how to eat raw liver?
No, you just put it in your mouth and eat. You know what I mean?
It's definitely you see it.
Do
all
not
the
be
time.
a pussy, bro. You're bitching out
It says
here.
here that once open, refrigerate, and consumed in 12 weeks.
Okay.
That doesn't smell.
Louis, I'm gonna eat it. Are you gonna bitch out on me?
Alright, no, I'm not gonna bitch out on you. Sure.
Good.
It's gonna be cold as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not gonna be. I don't imagine the texture or the taste is going to be a pleasurable experience for either of us.
I feel like I'm a celebrity.
Literally, yeah. I'd rather eat this than fucking bull testicles, though.
Liver King eats testicles, doesn't he?
Yeah, he fucking does.
Oh my god. Do something every day to get outside of your comfort zone.
Kyle Casa, do what excites.
Should we keep the camera like this? It seems more like.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like we're pressed more to the frame. Out on the
It's true,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can fuck about with it. Yeah, I did that.
Do you want to go? Oh, you've got water to wash it down.
Shit. Yeah, got a little bit. Get a drink. Just stop bitching out. Okay. You're procrastinating, and it just makes it harder. Delaying the inevitable, so they say. Eat it first before you just swallow water as well.
Oh yeah. Woo! Oh gosh, you're gonna drip.
Yeah, I got the drip as well. Cheers.
Oh, my book. Oh well.
It'll be a memento. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Fair. It's a bit odd, but it's like I feel like it's only bad because I know it's liver.
Oh.
You struggling?
Oh.
Hey, you see, ladies and gentlemen, a pussy in his natural habitat can't handle the heat. You good? Drink some water if you need to, bro. It leaves quite. It doesn't leave a nice taste.
Oh. Oh.
You're gonna vomit. I for a second I thought you were about to.
I thought I was gonna for a second. Oh. Oh God.
Weak.
Oh. It wasn't too bad, but like, that was still not that nice.
It wasn't. It was. You know. Like it's fine. I could eat another bit. You know what I mean?
Nah. I couldn't eat another bit. It somewhat resembles steak.
Sort of.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cook that if I'm gonna eat that again. Oh. Trying to finish that there. We're going for like over an hour.
Yeah, here you go. Welcome to the podcast, guys. Not welcome to the podcast. Thank you for watching. You've watched Louis almost die eating liver. We hope you've enjoyed. I certainly have. This has been a fun episode to film.
That was a very good episode. I enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
Went quick.
Peace out, guys.
Thanks, guys. Oh, that was grim.
That was an hour and 10 minutes.